Window. Crisp fall air drifted through my window and pushed past my curtains. The chill grazed my cheek and goosebumps covered my arms. I slipped on my sweatpants and a t-shirt, my usual pajama attire. My single lamp glowed in the corner of my room, casting a shadow on my closet door. I stood in front of my mirror and checked my face for any blemishes, yawned, then turned to crawl under my sheets. With a few motions, I shut my window tight and closed the curtains. As I crawled onto my bed, I reached over to my lamp and turned the tiny knob. The warmth of my sheets surrounded me. I rubbed my feet together to generate more heat. Just when my comfort was certain, my mind began to drift into a steady darkness. Dreams came in and out. I was entering REM when a tapping sound penetrated my thoughts. Consciousness came back to me. I struggled to open my eyes when I heard it again. I was sitting up looking toward my covered window. I was frozen as my heart picked up its pace. At first I was certain I was hearing things. It was just my mind coming out of a deep sleep and my auditory lobe was firing off synapses. That time I wasn't dreaming. I have never been more wide awake in my life, and I dare not pull open the curtain to see who or what was tapping on my window. I clutched onto the edges of my blanket, sweat covering my palms. It was louder this time, angrier. What did they want? Why my house of all places? I swallowed hard and slowly got out of my bed, being careful not to make any sound as my feet touched the floor. The tapping turned into a furious slap that rattled the windowsill and made me yelp in fear. The motion light outside came on. My curtains are white and I could make out a shadowy figure. The arm on the figure rose up and touched the window again. For what felt like hours, but was probably seconds, I just stood there staring at the figure being cast on my curtains. Then, the outside light shut off. There was nothing for the longest time. No footsteps leading away from the window, no tapping, just silence. There is nothing more deafening than absolute silence, mixed with the pounding of your heart. After half an hour, I finally sat on the end of my bed, wide awake. I wanted to make sure whoever that was tapping on my window would not be coming back. I thought about calling the police, but I figured it was probably just some drunk vagrant stumbling through the neighborhood. That kind of thing happened often here. A full hour rolled by, and I was about to crawl back into bed, shrugging it off as I pulled open my sheets. My stomach was at my throat when I heard the tapping again, but not from my window. It came from the other side of my bedroom door. I commonly left the kitchen stove light on at night, and it was bright enough to cast a small amount of light beneath my door. I shakily looked down and saw two shadows blocking the light from the kitchen. Whoever was tapping on my window before now was inside my house, and even worse, they were standing right outside my bedroom door. How the hell did they get in? I thought. Did I lock the front door? I always bolt it shut. This made no sense. I immediately grabbed my phone from my side table and dialed the police. Just as I had my thumb over the call button, the tapping came again. You have till the count of 3 to get the hell out of my house before I call the cops. 1, 2, 3. The door shook, as did the frame. The sound reverberated throughout the house. Though my hand was shaking, I managed to press the call button on my phone. I put it on speaker so the intruder could hear that I was serious. For a moment, the only sound was that of my own breathing and the dial tone of my phone. That didn't come from the door. The shadows underneath were gone now. Then where? I dropped my phone, horror struck at what I was looking at. I stared into my mirror that hung on my wall. Staring back at me was my own face, but they were tapping on the mirror with bloody fingers smearing with each touch. A menacing, impossibly wide smile stretched across their face and up towards their pitch-black eyes. Its head cocked to the side as it continued to tap. Just as the operator on the phone answered, I let out a terrified scream. The creature in the mirror chuckled with a deep, guttural voice, and with a twisted, crimson claw, put one finger to its lips.